Hello, everyone. I'm Leroy, and I'll be doing my first mashup on Epictetus and Aristotle. So, this is the revision. Alright. So, Epictetus was one of the most famous and important philosophers in time. So, he was once a slave who was granted his freedom. He then devoted his life to philosophy. And in his writings, he wrote most of his people, he had this specific people who captured most of his writings or his speech in that time. So he clearly stressed on what we could control and what we couldn't. Epictetus, as seen in my readings, showed that in nature we could we could see some things existing and some things also do not exist. And he used skepticism to prove his point. The things without body or substance or material form things seen as myths. So this is could be any supernatural beings or myths that we say exist that we tend to call fairy tales, but yet we still see others believing, right? Because it's based on things that they think they know or things they have learned. Epictetus spoke of skepticism and believed that skeptics were needed in society. So they were needed to ask the hard questions that no one wanted to ask. He spoke of character in humans and how it helped to shape one's choices. Together, problem shooting or problem solving, as we now say, to get the truth, is what Epictetus suggested. It was mere cancellation, comparing and subtracting. So when we look at Aristotle, who was another influential philosopher. He was born in ancient Greece and is seen as one of the greatest philosophers throughout history. So Aristotle was fascinated by how things worked. He felt that knowledge wasn't the only way for people to progress or success. For with knowledge, we could see people still doing wrong. So it wasn't like knowledge completed or made you perfect. There were people who still had the knowledge, but they still weren't doing what they were supposed to do, or they still didn't gain the tranquility or the aim, the ending, the results in which they wanted, right? So he believed that this was based on the lack of mastery, which could be seen as a weakness, and this could be due to the lack of knowledge also. So during my readings, virtue popped up. Virtue was seen as the intermediate between the extreme, so which is right between the middle, or how we would say just right. He believed that we could overdo things, and too much of one thing in one direction could be too much, or too little could also be wrong, could be bad or seen as wrong. He believed that we needed individuals from all entities of society in order for the society to be successful and for us to obtain stability. What is interesting about Aristotle that I believe that all should know. I mean, everyone should know this. There had been a combination. He believes that there should be a combination of both knowledge along with positive characteristics and ethics to achieve tranquility. That's what we all aim for: peace, happiness, in which some may characterize it as. Aristotle also highlights the importance of society and how all classes are required for a successful society to strive. Not just one entity of one person from there, one from one specific science or one from the top sign to the top, one from the bottom. Nah, he believed that we all were needed. We all had our purpose. So I believe that this should be known about these philosophers, from Epictetus' skepticism and Aristotle's idea that everyone is needed, everyone should belong. Is for the case of Epictetus, he is teaching us to have an open mind and not rush to judgment. We need to be calm and claim the truth, or let the truth claim itself. He suggests that we let the truth identify itself through the elimination process, the cancellation process. I believe that Aristotle had seen the importance and value of people in society. Aristotle highlights what modern people don't. Modern folks think that maybe it's a one layer or one section of society might be more important. No, Aristotle saw this from that. If someone from ancient Greece can see this happening, why can't we in modern day time? Could it be that most of them aren't skeptic, or maybe they don't see the importance of a lot of people? But Aristotle believed that everyone has value and we all are needed in society in order for it to prevail. What I saw between these two philosophers includes the fact that Aristotle saw knowledge as the cause of people doing wrong. So people had knowledge and they still did wrong. People were without knowledge and they still did wrong. So he was still saying that knowledge, even if you had knowledge, you could still do wrong. It wasn't guaranteed that you were perfect. So both philosophers, Epictetus and Aristotle, felt that it was based on a man's character. They both saw this, that man's character, the character which influence all of us. You know what I'm saying? Character isn't given to all men, but sometimes that defines a person, and it could be gained over time. Epictetus shows some similar ideas to Aristotle's idea of power, right? So this is where political science is seen as a great importance for knowledge, thus control both the beginning and the end of society. So in the eyes of Epictetus, the power of a man could be based on his action and his words. How to act when faced with choices aren't easy, but the decision that men make is important to society, or it could have a great impact on society. The difference that I can find between these two philosophers would be that Aristotle describes what he believes influences the actions of individuals, which is belief, right? So while Epictetus believed that skepticism is the best way for an individual to gain the truth, right? Epictetus is saying that if we ask questions, then the truth will reveal itself, right? It will be revealed. It will present itself for you. You don't have to say that, oh, this is the truth. No, the truth is gonna pop out in front and say, all right, then through the elimination process, right? So I believe that as a skeptic, one should be open-minded, as Epictetus believed, right? I still believe that we should practice reason and not lead by emotions. And he states that the end is something beyond the activity itself. Well, this is where I kind of had a problem, because if I still believe that I believe he was being a little bit dogmatic, because it's not proven. Like, he just made a statement, and it's just an open statement, broad out there. For Epictetus, he would say that this could be a dogmatic statement, implying that I still knew or claimed that this is for a fact that his statement was true, that the end of something beyond this activity itself. It is beyond it, right? So the end, it doesn't end right there, right? Epictetus would suggest that we use critical questioning, right? So we question. The end of something is actually and truly the activity of itself. Really, what is it? How we sure? But with skepticism, it's not like we say that, yes, we want to know the truth, but I'm sure I know the truth. Nah, it's not. We want to know the truth, so look, we're gonna try to aim for the truth. So this was my presentation on Epictetus and Aristotle. It was pretty quick, but I hope y'all like it.